You should record that bit. Fucking no context, me. You fucking piece of shit. Okay, fucking. I'll put the monitor over
A
then.
very delayed reaction.
Lagging online.
Yes.
Playing the Switch version.
Yes, hello, welcome back to the Chattercove podcast, where we talk media in the form of either reviews or topical-based discussions on current topics, obviously, maybe like games that have been released, movies that have been released. We're not essentially reviewing them, we're just discussing them, and just if it's in articles and stuff, we just talk about that and whatnot. I'm your host, Drinking Temperatures. I'm joined by the lovely Zenny F.
Zenny F.
He got it right. He got it right himself that time. Zenny F _ aka Connor O'Shea. Because obviously, within the last week, a very notable game franchise released its latest entry. It's reboot-ish entry, essentially a requel. It's a reboot of the last three games, but at the same time, it's also a sequel. Since
this was like carrying on, because
they still exist, and it's like a new world, and there's a lot of stuff going on. If you obviously, I won't go into details of the story too much because obviously spoilers. But yes, we're obviously talking about Mortal Kombat, and specifically Mortal Kombat 1, which is the new game, which came out last, I want to say Tuesday. Was it Tuesday, Wednesday?
Well, it technically came out like yesterday.
Yeah, but for the premium edition, was last Tuesday, Wednesday, was it?
It's like whatever date is now, take away 7 days, because it's like obviously...
Last Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, the actual basic edition, if you didn't pay out the extra bit of money, came out this week. And it's another well-received Mortal Kombat game. Like, I think Metacritic at the moment, it's got not as many reviews as Starfield, but it's got higher score than Starfield at the moment. On the critic side, and I'm talking about the audience side, because that's another topic we're going to get into in this, with the review bombing on it currently. But yeah, so it's a fun game. That's what I like with Mortal Kombat as of late. They always try and add new stuff to make it so it's not the exact same game coming out each year, which obviously you don't want. You don't want to be playing the exact same game just with a few different characters each year. So obviously this year they've added the idea of support characters, which are called cameo characters, yes, which are basically a lot of fighting games tend to do it. For example, the Marvel vs. Capcom. There's another one as well that I know they did, but I can't think off the top of my head.
That anime one that you played?
Jump Force.
There you go.
Where obviously you got multiple characters involved, but obviously the cameo characters in this are more just they can attack it every now and again once like a timer goes around.
They're like basically like your breaks and stuff, aren't they? Like break away from combos and
if obviously someone's like doing a combo, you can use it to come into whack, or if you just want to just utilize an attack to give yourself a quick advantage, then you can utilize them. And it's not too bad. It's something you gotta get used to if you're obviously used to the last three Mortal Kombat games where it's just two characters fighting. So it's kind of the case of you have got to get used to now this little new system, which as I say isn't too bad. It's quick and easy. I mean, obviously I've been playing it on controller, so it's literally just a quick back button, done.
It reminds me, from what I've seen, more the Injustice powers thing where you got like the extra little power.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah, so that I'm gonna give you some Vietnam flashbacks here, kind of, but hyena.
Turtle power, douche.
Turtle beats hyena every time. Two can play that game. But yes, I'd say it definitely feels like that. And as I say, it's very quick to get used to. If you're in the story, you do get to technically play some matches as just 1v1s, so the cameos aren't involved. It's only usually when the opponent might have like another character behind. So I don't know. For example, you had to fight Shang Tsung in the story, and fucking General Khan's behind him, and he's like, General Shao, sorry, because he's not a Khan yet. Obviously he's behind him. It's like, oh, okay, so he's your backup. Or if in the last bit I was in, fucking the Scorpion Sub-Zero story part of it, like they don't actually have backup fighters. They have elemental fighters.
Was there?
So Scorpion has like a fire elemental that just like breathes fire, and Sub-Zero has an ice elemental that creates like ice armor around him. So that's an interesting thing. It's not just characters from the past, because obviously you got like Jax, Sonya Blade, characters that aren't actually in the main roster are cameo fighters. Same with like Kano, Goro. Like
That big horse dude, what's his name?
I know you're on about. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but
Yeah, I can't think.
these characters that may pop up slightly in the story, but they're not heavily main characters, so they're just kind of like. I like to think it's the idea of the like, okay, we don't want like this massive fucking roster. Like, there's no need for this massive roster, but we can still kind of involve fan favorite characters in some sort of format, which is, i.e., little roles of cameos.
Yeah.
Like Cyrax and Sector and characters like that. It's like they're not technically needed for the story, because that's where a lot of the characters are for. It's for the story. Apart from DLCs, DLC characters are just there as DLCs, extra little. Wow, yeah, we got Rambo, yay! I don't know. I'm dissing that character. I did love playing as Rambo in Mortal Kombat 11. It's probably one of my favorite of the celebrity ones.
I like Terminator as well.
Terminator was okay. It was a bit clunky, I felt.
Yeah, well, and then obviously they had RoboCop as well. They had like the 80s, like kind of
Yeah, it was like
things.
80s action essentially,
Yeah.
which I think was the kind of theme of that. Because if you think about it, the theme of Mortal Kombat 9, there wasn't really a theme. It was just like you had Freddy Krueger, you had Kratos. Mortal Kombat 10 had the horror theme.
Yeah,
Predator, Alien, Leatherface, and
the
Jason.
new one's gone like superhero kind of thing.
Yeah, because obviously Mortal Kombat 11 then was, as I said, the 80s action, and this one's got the superhero film, i.e. Omni-Man, Homelander, Peacemaker, kind of the anti-hero, like characters that aren't technically hero, but you know, they're kind of seen in the light in some way as a hero. I think Peacemaker's the closest to an actual hero, because
I suppose the closest they got with this in the last one was Spawn.
Yes,
Spawn's pretty similar.
Doesn't mean that one you had comic / 80s movie vibe, didn't you? Because I say you had Joker and you had Spawn in the last one.
Yeah, well, they always seem to include obviously one from the DC side. Who do you think they're gonna add this time?
Peacemaker.
They're gonna add. Oh, but yeah, obviously DC Peacemaker. I meant more from like the Injustice-esque kind of.
Well, if you think about it, there was none in Mortal Kombat 10 and there was none in 9. It's only really 11 that introduced the Joker. It's more the other way around. It's more Injustice gets combat characters, i.e. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Raiden. So it's more the other way around. They seem to involve more combat characters within Injustice rather than the other way around. Joker was really the first one that transitioned over. And obviously it wasn't really the same sort of looking Joker from Injustice. It was like a new looking type one, which, you know, was slightly better than the Injustice fucking 2 version, but not as good as the Injustice 1 version. But yeah, from what I've read though, that the DLCs for this, the last one will be out like April time next year, which is going to be Homelander, I think. I think Omni-Man, from what I read Ed Boon said, is going to be the first one. So
they're releasing them like singly, like one character each time, or they're going to do like the packs?
I have no idea, because realistically, there's not as many. This is technically Combat Pack 1. So technically speaking, this is like, there's not as many characters, is there, really? I mean, you got Homelander, Peacemaker, Omni-Man, you've got, what's the fucking magic guy called?
That dude, yeah, I'm trying to think of his name, the one with the green eyes.
He's in the actual story. Ermac, yes. It's funny, because when I was playing the story mode, I guessed his name instantly before it even came up. I was like, oh, it's Ermac. Try and think of it on the spot now. I'm just like, that guy in the magic guy.
You got Omni-Man, Quan Chi, Peacemaker, Ermac, Homelander, and Takashi Takeda.
Isn't Quan Chi the guy who looks like Kratos?
Quan Chi looks like Kratos. Don't think so.
I'm getting the wrong character here.
Let me search.
I swear it's the guy, the pure white guy.
Oh, okay, yeah, he does look he's like a skinny character. I'm like, you staying there. Yeah. When I first saw him, I was like, it doesn't look like him, but side by side with his old
another character that's in the actual story, and you get to actually fight against him, and yet he's not in the actual main roster.
It's weird how obviously they've got for example, like I'm looking at like the DLC stuff, and it says a cameo fighter DLC is going to include Johnny Cage, but he's already a character in the game anyway.
Yeah.
And same as Chameleon. It's weird they're adding like already characters on the main roster as cameo fighters later on. I'd rather them add like a brand new character. But then again, I was going to bring this up with you anyway. Do you think it's better that they focus more on one character's moveset rather than having like 3 subsets in this? Because you can't pick like, for example, when you play Mortal Kombat 11, you had like different types, and you're like, oh, this one had this move, and then this variation had this move. In this one, it's all just one
Yes,
variation.
when you basically had like you could choose like a certain attacks that character could use.
Yeah, I know it started with 10, didn't it? They had like different
I
variations.
think so,
And
because
then,
I know you said to me the other week before this came out, it was like there's not as much customization in this as there was in the last ones, which kind of makes sense because this is kind of meant to be like a back to basics type approach. I mean, it's a new world. I mean, there's so much different in this world. I mean, technically, Scorpion isn't Hanzo. It's
yeah, it's
the
like
second.
different.
It's the second Sub-Zero. Do you know the Grandmaster Sub-Zero from the?
Oh yeah,
It's him. He's technically Sub-Zero. He's technically Scorpion, with Sub-Zero in this one being the one who eventually becomes Noob. So there's the big difference straight away.
Well, I was kind of wrong the other day with the customization stuff, I guess, because I didn't realize there was 4 character skins. Because the way that I saw it was like, oh, you could change like maybe some of the masks, and I know like some of the hats and stuff, like Raiden's hat, which you can still do. But there's also like full character skins which you can get from like obviously the store, or you can get them from this shrine or something. You have to pay like 1,000 gold, and you get like a random chance of getting a skin. And some of them are really fucking cool. Like I know one that I saw someone get the other day. I was watching a video. I don't think it was a full skin, but they got like Sub-Zero faceless mask, so it's literally like his mask is gone. That's pretty cool that you can get like without him wearing a mask also.
Well, because technically speaking, in the actual game, like the story mode, there is moments where all 3, Smoke, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion don't wear masks. Because in this, all 3 of them are the same clan. In this story mode, those 3 are the exact same clan. That they are all literally. Oh fuck! What's the Sub-Zero's clan called?
It's not Lotus, is it? It's the.
There's a Shirari Ryu, but that's Scorpions, isn't it?
And then you got White Lotus, haven't you?
It's not that
And
one.
then you've got. Oh my god! Hang on.
It's funny because I've literally been playing this, but I can't fucking remember any fucking details.
Sub-Zero clan is the Lin Kuei.
Yes, the Lin Kuei. Yeah, they're all part of the same. They're all like kind of brothers in this. Like, not. I don't think they're technically by blood, but they're all essentially brothers. You'll refer to each other as siblings. With Smoke being the run to the litter. But say, where I've got to in the story, I literally just played as them. I'm just playing as that other character, that the one of the new characters next in the story. The female character, I can't think of her name. She's like, she kind of reminds, obviously, essentially with like a lot of her like fighting style, and like the fact that she utilizes a lot of like kind of like animal-esque like glow attacks. Kind of reminds me of Liu Kang. Obviously, there's the female Liu Kang. Like, she has like a, whereas he had like dragons, she has like this weird like dog-like creature, and it just kind of reminds me of that same similar character. Not just because she's Asian, but because of obviously the fact the glow attacks.
I'm gonna go through all the names because I can't get pictures of them. It's not. Is it Ashara?
Oh, fuck me in the arsehole. I can't. I know which character from the look. I'll be like, that's the one. But I don't know by name a lot of the new ones.
The only 2 female characters that I don't know on here is Ashara and then Tanya.
It might be the first one then.
Because obviously I know Sindel. Obviously Natara is the one who's Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Mania, I know. It's got to be either one of them to.
I think it's
Katana,
the first. I think it's the first one then. But it's funny. Obviously, I was playing the story mode. I'm about halfway through the story, and I was playing it the other day, and I was sat there playing it, and I was on the chapter that's focused on. Again, I fucking can't remember names. I remember names, but I don't want to actually. If I'm not like too bold about talking, but I can't remember Oh, fuck me in the arsehole.
I'm coming.
Yay! I'm gonna Google it. Again, as I said, I always remember characters if I'm like in a normal conversation. Like, oh, I was playing this game and this character was doing this. When I actually need it for an actual conversation, it goes out my mind. Let's have a look. I'm also going to confirm that character for you, just so I can get off my back, so I know which one. Characters.
I'm looking at pictures of the Nintendo Switch thing. It's making me laugh, man. It's just keeps popping up.
Lee May.
Lee May? I didn't see that name on the list.
Yeah, she's like Sindel's sort of bodyguard, essentially.
I think I might. Is she the blue one?
She's got pink on her.
Pink. She got the fan.
No.
I'm thinking of someone else. I think I might be thinking of Katana, aren't I? Oh, I can't. If I saw a picture, I'd know. I've seen like a bunch of the characters from it. Like I said, I've been watching it. I'm just waiting for it to go down a bit. I ain't paying full price.
Yeah, it is that. Yeah, I was the one to cover that. Yeah, Kenshi. Sorry, that's the name I was after.
Kenshi, the one with the sword.
Yeah, I was sitting there, and obviously, because if you watch some like early gameplay, like there's a massive sequence of him and Johnny Cage, which is very early in the game. Yeah, which is very early in the game. Yeah, and I was playing it further there, and obviously got to his chapter, and I was getting towards the end of it, and I kept saying, I was like, Kenshi, which one was that in? I was like, definitely wasn't in Mortal Kombat 11. I was like, I think he was in Mortal Kombat 10. I was like, wait, that's the blind character, right? I mean, they literally did like an animated movie recently with him as like the main center, him and Sub-Zero. I was like, what? But he can see. I was like, isn't that like his whole gimmick? He's blind. When's it gonna go? And as my mind was going into the case of when's it gonna go blind, fucking Katana comes out and is it Katana? No, sorry, Melina comes out of nowhere, fucking a scythe, and just fucking jabs him into his eyes. And all you left me playing. It was holy shit. I fucking jumped at me, see, like fucking hell, like proper, like obviously Mortal Kombat level gory of like fully like going into the eyes of it. I was like, now it's the character I remember. Because obviously a lot of the characters aren't at the point of where they were in like the last 3 games. Like Raiden, when you first get him, he's just a monk.
Farmer, isn't he?
Like he's just like he's there's no fight like special moves to him. He's literally just using monk kicks and punches and that. And it's just like he's not very good. And it's like it's not till pretty much like a middle of his chapter, because his chapter is quite long, to be fair. Like he's like there's like a lot of battles within his like part of the game, and it's not until about halfway point when he gets like given lightning powers, and then that's when he becomes a bit better. Whereas obviously if you look at Kung Lao, he gets kind of the hat quite quickly within his chapter. It's like,
yeah, I've seen the bit in the story obviously where you first meet the characters, and he's got like the normal hat, and then he throws that little thing on the wall, and he's like, whoa.
Yeah, because he throws his hat at first at fucking I think Sub-Zero, and it bounces off him, and he's like, uh-oh. And then he gets that like, blade off the wall, and then later on when he comes back to fucking Raiden, he's got it all tied to his hat, and he's like, man, that's no, I don't like that. And he's like, yeah, it's cool, watch. But yeah, so it's quite interesting. Obviously, you get a lot of characters before they're at where you know them now. Like some do kind of still have obviously the power-esque that you see. Like there's a move when he finds Johnny Cage. Like is there like a transition he can do where it's like when he like if you click a button, like he kind of like goes all weird and kind of like phases through people.
Oh, like the green phase thing, like a dash kind of.
Yeah, essentially, it's like a weird phase move. So that's obviously it's interesting. I think personality-wise, he's probably my favorite character so far. Like he's just full of movie references.
I think even from what I've seen of him in the game, it's probably my favorite rendition of Johnny Cage. Like I feel like in Mortal Kombat 11, he was like obviously a bit older. Mortal Kombat 10, he had no appeal. 9, I still don't think he really had like a massive appeal. But in this one, from what I've seen, he's like obviously a bit more. He's obviously young again.
Yeah.
And his fighting style looks pretty cool as well. Like he's it's more
Yeah, he's pretty funny. As I say, there's a lot of like movie references from him. Like at one point, he's like, "I'll take a martini, shaken, not stirred." That's the
I
one.
saw one movie reference where it's like an alien reference that he does
Oh
towards,
yes,
and he goes, "You
yes,
bitch," and he's like, "What?"
yeah. That's the basically when they confront Shang Tsung. When like so that's like Kenshi's big uh chapter is them going after Shang Tsung. And literally, like they run in there, and they're all like really badass, and he just runs in. He's like, "Get away from her, you bitch!" Because obviously Melina's like on the table, like unconscious, and obviously they'll turn around to him and it's like, "Whoa, whoa!" He's like, "It's a movie reference, you know, Alien, you know, the big thing and the little girl, and Ripley." Like I was just pissing myself, man. There's also a Predator reference. There's also a Predator reference with the reptile when he turns
Isn't
invisible. He's like, "Whoa, you never told me you could go full Predator."
isn't like his old intro almost like him in a movie like Indiana Jones?
Yes, me and Hayden,
Yes.
because Hayden was watching me play it at that point, and we was just trying to work out, like, is this a movie? Is it not a movie? Because at points it looked very real. I was like, this is looking like a really fucking like high budget movie. Like, let's see where this guy falls into like some like liquid metal, and he like melts, like, and you see like a skull and everything coming out. I was like, I can't tell if it's a movie or not. And obviously, yes, it is a movie in the end. And it's just like it's like one of the best intros in the game, like for a character, and it's just like that is just like amazing. Like he definitely is like personality. My favorite character, I think, to play as my favorite character is Reptile
Reptile's
because
pretty cool.
I love
I've
the
seen him.
transitions between his normal human, his human form and his actual normal form. Because technically speaking, the reptile form is his actual form. The human form is his, the form that everyone hates in terms of his species because they're all reptiles. Like, ew, get out of here. I think my second favorite character plays Baraka because he's very much like he's not evil in this game. Where I'm at the
I don't
moment,
think he was ever really evil in the other ones. He's just that fucking Shao Kahn just went and fucking killed all these people. Every time he just went like full racism and just killed them all.
yeah,
I
like
think I
in the
don't
old
think he
ones,
was
not evil, but I'm gonna kill this fucking dog. I'm gonna bury him early. He's getting on. I'm gonna bury him early. I always tell
all I
him
can hear
that.
is woof woof, and then hear someone go shut up.
I always tell him that every now when he fucking just does murder him, especially when like someone sneezes in his box or someone sneezes. I always turn around to him and say, "I'm gonna dig that fucking grave for you early." But yeah, like in the old ones, like he was like kind of like a henchman, like so he was kind of on the evil side. It wasn't really till I think is it Mortal Kombat 11 towards the back end when he kind of like joined the good team ish. I swear in the story at one point he's like there's a massive fight and he kind of joins them a little bit if I remember correctly.
Well, I always know that every game he appears in the story, he gets killed.
Then again,
Every fucking.
actually, I think like
I'm
most of
not,
the villain characters like kind of join the good side for a little bit in the last one to try and deal with the big threat.
yeah, and then you had like the Revenant versions. Was it Revenant that was called like the dead undead
That was the
versions? Like
one
yeah,
before, I think it was.
that was number 11 when there's all like dead.
Oh yeah,
There's like
both. It was
zombie
both
fights
games
and
actually.
then
Yeah, it was both. It was both games. If I remember correctly, off the top of my head. It's been a while since I played Mortal Kombat 11 story. I
I'll
think the last
say
time I played it
I've
was when
never
it.
even done the DLC.
And the last time I played it was when it first came out. That was like 2019. That's how long ago
You
it
played
was.
the DLC for.
Yes, I did.
Does that lead into the new one? What
Yes,
happens? Because obviously I've played up to the bit when you obviously go to the end and you fight Chronica
Veronica.
as what's his dude? The Liu Kang, is it?
Yeah, Fire God Liu Kang.
But that kind of also, if you didn't play the DLC, that also makes sense into the new one.
Yeah, it kind
'Cause
of
he
does. Yeah, but
timeline.
I mean, there's like it does carry on heavily in the DLC with him dealing with Shang Tsung, which will kind of be why if you obviously at the very start of this game without getting into like it's not too much of a spoiler because it's literally the very opening of the fucking game. Shang Tsung's like he's just like a fraud. He's not even doesn't have magic. He's just like a random guy
He
tricking
just said he's
people.
trying to sell like potions and that, and
Yeah,
he's like that guy smashes it, and
yeah, and they
then
all smash his shit up.
is
Like
it what's the name? Katana, not Katana, the one with the purple mask. Doesn't she come pick him up and like
no, it's like
was it
it's
Sindel?
just no, it's just this random like character. We don't know who it is yet.
Oh, is
If
it? I thought it was
in
Sindel.
the story where I'm up to now, it's someone from a timeline that's running at the exact same time as Liu Kang's timeline, and that she's come in and disrupted it by giving the magic back to people that he made sure didn't have magic, i.e. Shang Tsung, i.e. Quan Chi, characters that he knows are bad, and he's made
Wrong
sure
as
they
well.
can't corrupt other characters that he knows are already bad. But obviously, there's a character basically rude. There's a character sort of destroying everything. So knowing
Liu
this,
Kang
obviously, Garrus is like Liu Kang's sort of like best friend.
side man. I love how it's like Liu Kang's all about balance, but he's like, yeah, all the good guys keep the powers, all the lose the powers, no balance here.
Well, he does give bad guys powers. I mean, fucking General Shao is still fucking
It's gone.
evil. It's just, oh,
What?
your Discord's like,
You stopped for me earlier as well. You just froze. Is my working now? I'm back.
it just looks like you're picking your nose.
Oh, good nice.
That's
Is it still that?
yeah.
Oh, give me a second.
It generally looks like you're just picking your nose. There you
I'm
go.
working now.
Yeah, you're like this. No, don't do it again. But yeah, it's like,
Let's switch characters.
but yeah, it's like it. I can't remember I can't remember the actual DLC of it off the top of my head for the last one, because I brought the game when it first came out. I played it literally on my birthday. I fucking binged it. Fucking finished it on the same day. I then re-brought it when it came out on Xbox. When it came out on PS5, because they did like the whole complete edition where you got like everything.
Complete edition with big K, whatever it is.
Because I didn't bother buying the DLC for the PS4 version, but then I did that, and it was technically cheaper to buy the game outright again than it was just to buy the DLC. So I was like, fuck it. And then I brought them anyway on PC for fuck all. But I can't remember too much about. I remember little bits and bobs, but I said when I'm playing the new one and referencing the old ones, I do kind of remember them. Like, okay, yeah, I kind of remember that scene. But there is like a lot of really cool stuff I've liked in the story. There's like a whole battle sequence when you're playing as Baraka, which obviously if you've played any of the Mortal Kombat stories, it's always a 2-turn, well, technically 3 if you go all the way, situation where it's like you just beat them and it moves on to the next part of the cutscene. There's a Baraka sequence where you're fighting other versions of him, like other basically of his species. And it's like it's kind of like an endless sort of wave at one point. You fight about maybe like 5 or 6 of them, but you only have to beat them once for then the next one to jump in. You have to fight them. Like it's actually pretty cool. And then they do the same again with like a sort of Hulk-like version of him. And I was like, that's pretty cool. That is like it's less of you just gotta fight the character for the 2 turns and win. You literally have to fight multiple to win. I was like, that's pretty cool. There's a few moments like that, and obviously there's also the test your might sequences now within the story mode. We have to fucking spam. Mate, I'm just like fucking punching my fucking controller to do this. It's fucking ridiculous. You gotta do all fucking buttons. I was like fucking like, I failed one yesterday as a Scorpion. I got my face melted off. I was like, oh no! That's the bit where you basically get to do the havoc when you see his face fully become.
Oh yeah,
what it is.
That's the one character I really want to play, but no, you have to finish the story to unlock him. So
yeah, because he's not in the.
Saturday.
It's annoying because obviously in the customization thing, it keeps telling me there's one thing I haven't like obviously checked, and it's for him, and I can't check it because I can't access him. I'm like, stop telling me.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, you get him from finishing the story, and then there's that is it invasion mode, which you get a lot of the cameo fighters from. In that, you have to do that to get a lot of the cameo fighters, which is I don't know if I like that because obviously going like jumping in and wanting to go online, you have to do all this just to get certain character you want, which is I suppose I'll play the story anyway, but I don't know about this invasion mode. It looks okay, like a one-time.
I haven't touched it yet. I'm gonna finish the story, then obviously jump into other modes. So far I'm enjoying it. Obviously, if he's quickly switching to ironically the other versions of this game, get it switched.
Switch version,
because obviously they released the Nintendo Switch port as well, and it's just fucking dreadful. Like it's just like they would have known as they're making it, as you test it. Man, this game sucks. How the fuck are we gonna actually warrant flogging this for like the full price on Nintendo Switch? I mean, you've got the background currently as it. You can't fully see it as your background. You can just see that it looks like General Reiko's just staring over you, but you can still tell from that slight image that you got of him that it looks bad. Like graphically, it's like terrible. Like the glitches are ridiculous. It's just like, how did they not see this during fucking like testing of the game for the Nintendo Switch and go, you know what? Maybe we just say to Nintendo, yeah, we can't release this on your console. This is not going to go down well at all.
Well, speaking about it, about 2 hours ago, Ed Boon came out and was like, "We're going to release an update on Switch to fix the problems." But like you say, surely they should have looked at it before they released it and was like, "Yeah, forget this."
I don't know
Like,
how they can physically fix maybe some of the glitches. Yes, you can fix, but how the fuck are they gonna fix the graphics? The Switch isn't gonna fucking run that game at full power.
problem is, it's so. I mean, the Switch isn't powerful
That's what I
anyway.
mean.
Like,
The Switch
I've really
struggles to run a fucking open world Pokemon game, let alone fucking a fighting game that's like really fucking highly detailed.
It's like I was reading the other day. I think it was from the Xbox leaks. They were saying that the Switch has basically it's on par with like last gen consoles like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I was like, mate, it's not even on par with that.
I'd say it's more like
nowhere near.
360 and PS3.
Mate, it's nowhere near on par with that. Like sales wise, obviously it does well. It's its own stuff. For
Yeah, 'cause
example, like Zelda.
it's a good family console, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's a lot cheaper
So
than most
no.
consoles, so that's why a lot of people go to it. I mean, you can literally get obviously they even released like the non-docked version for a lot cheaper. It's like, yeah, it's a good family console because there's a lot of family-based games you can play on it, and you literally can just give it to your kids, and you haven't got to worry about a lot of stuff like high-rated games like at 18s and stuff. Because yeah, you might have some on there, but you know, it's again, you can put like parent passes, and it's generally a kids console, like
The best. I feel
every
like
Nintendo console is.
the best thing Nintendo could do with, and I always say this, is have two versions of the Nintendo Switch: a less powerful, cheaper one, and like a pro version, which runs a bit more powerful, costs a bit more, and then like games like Mortal Kombat could be like, okay, it comes out on Switch, but pro Switch only.
Yeah,
Like, because then it makes sense.
because they could be like,
on this,
it will run on the basic one, but it's gonna look dreadful. Like, if you want to play it, go for it, be our guest. But we highly recommend utilize this version instead. It's gonna run it as if you're playing it on PC, Xbox, PlayStation. Whereas the version that's on this one is going to be running it like it's PS1. It runs it, and if you're nostalgic and want to play a PS1 game, there you go. But if you don't want to, then don't.
I remember Tekken on the PSP looked better than this, and ran better than this.
It's
So it's just like
it's the problem is because
oh,
games are too powerful for the Switch, and they will know it. But yeah, it still goes through, and it's just like I don't understand.
Should have delayed it.
I don't understand how it goes through. But yeah, obviously that's one controversial thing about this game so far. And the other one is obviously the review bombing currently on Metacritic because of the banning of the servers in Russia and Belarus because obviously the Ukraine war. And I was reading through some of them and like they're all just the exact same. Like it's literally like someone's just copied and pasted the previous person's review.
Have you tried to go on the Metacritic page for Mortal Kombat 1? Currently, I can go on the PS5 version, but if you just click on any of the ones, it just comes up with like an error. Like the page is just not up. Is that just for me?
Yeah, I can have a check for you.
It's not coming up on mine. It's just coming like errors.
Metacritic.
Maybe it's just my end.
Mortal Kombat 1. I just clicked the one that's on the basic screen, which currently is 86. It's PS5, yeah.
Okay. All the other ones, for some reason, I can get onto the critic reviews, but I can't get onto like the actual page. It comes up like error 404.
I can see critic sides of it. I just can't see
Anything else?
There's no audience scores. There's critics, but I mean, still, PS5 86, Xbox 87, PC 88, Nintendo Switch TBD. But obviously the audience score is at 6.0 at the moment. That's gone up, to be fair. That was at like 5, maybe even less than that when I looked the other day because of all these review buttons. If you click on the audience score and just go through them, like there's 304 positive reviews, there's 31 mixed, and there's 202 negative. Those 202, none of them about the game. None of them are literally about the game. They're all about it being banned.
Stupid nowadays, of like obviously even with Starfield, people was review bombing that just because obviously it didn't release on PlayStation. I remember, the reviews and people were like, "Oh, Zero didn't release on PlayStation." Like,
I've generally found the only one so far that I know that's a review actually about the game. That someone gave it a 4. Every other one that I'm looking at is actually just people bombing it because of. Okay, I got one here. Someone giving it a 1 because. Nothing new from the previous part, either in graphics or gameplay. I mean, they've got cameo fighters. That's like brand new system. I don't know how you're saying there's not new gameplay. It's very much brand new gameplay. What are they expecting it to be like a fucking open world fucking MMO?
I mean, even the invasion mode's technically like a new thing anyway. Like
Exactly.
that's like a brand new game mode.
And so it's based on 49 critics reviews of PlayStation 1 is, and the other ones are like around 20-ish. But say Starfield currently has 81 critic reviews on Metacritic, and this is currently holding a higher one than that. But both are being beat currently by Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, which currently sits at 90. Which reminds me that, like, did you see that the other day about that? Like the fucking telling people to fucking
test the PCs.
check the calling systems.
Yeah, apparently it's gonna run hot.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, first you release a game that doesn't fucking run, and then you release a game that's gonna blow up people's PCs. It's like,
I'm kind of looking forward to it because obviously with the new changes, it changes the base game as well. I'm pretty sure it comes out on the 21st. The base, like the new update for everyone. So tomorrow the actual update comes out for everyone to try, and they're saying like play it from the beginning again, which I'm pretty much at the beginning anyway. Because obviously every time I played it, it fucked up and put me off. I'm hoping it does fix a lot of the things, and obviously makes it feel.
I think as
far
as I got was actually just a bit when you first learn how to do the mine stuff. And you're like, oh, that's the worst part of the game. I was like, that's the last part I did.
I hate this. That I can't remember what it's even called. It's like the mind.
It's when you're in the chair, isn't it? And they're looking into your brain.
It's just boring. It's like it's you kind of looking around the room and replaying the tape. It's so I hate that bit. I hate it so much, man.
I don't know if I've even actually. Do I have it installed on the PC still? I can't remember. I think if I'm gonna play it again, I'll fucking have to get an SD card from my Steam Deck and just play it on there.
But you have to run it off SSD now. You can't even run it off hard drive. You have to run it through an SSD after the update, which is crazy because I think it's the first game to ever have a DLC / update where you have to. It changes hardware. I think every other game's kind of obviously if you could run it on a hard drive before, you can run it on a hard drive now. Whereas it's like no, you have to buy an SSD to run it, or it's not going to work. Same as obviously how Starfield launched. Like I had to get an SSD because it just would not fucking run off hard drive.
That's why that's why I'm just running it off Xbox. It's so much easier.
Yeah, that's true. What was I going to say to you? Oh, that was it. Going back to Mortal Kombat. Do you know obviously the cameo fighters?
Yes.
Obviously, I said to you earlier, some of the DLC is going to be like, for example, Johnny Cage is going into a cameo fighter as well. What character from the cameo fighters that are in the game now would you want to see as like a playable character?
Ooh, let's remember what characters there are.
Because obviously, I think Sector would be pretty cool because he's probably one of my favourites from like Mortal Kombat 9.
1 cameo fighters. Let's have a look. Okay, so far we've got Cyrax, Darius, Frost, Goro, Jax, Kano, Kung Lao, Mataro, which is the Centaur, Serena, Scorpion, Sector, Sanjuko, Sonya Blade, Striker, and Sub-Zero. For me, out of all them, don't get me wrong, there's some good ones I'd like to see. I'd love to see Goro back because we haven't seen him since Mortal Kombat 10. I say fucking Sector is a pretty good shout. Jackson, obviously Sonya are usually in the games anyway, so it's weird that they're not in the game normally. But I think I wouldn't mind seeing that Mataro, the Centaur one, because it's been like the last.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to get him on screen because obviously here's a cameo fighter who's kind of been more in the back, and but as like an actual on-screen character who's so fucking big, man. His hitboxes would be insane. I'm
guessing that maybe they'd shrink the character. It'd be like Goro though, because Goro's like a big fucking dude. Yeah, I think out of all of them, that one just because of the fact that literally it's a different character entirely. Like it's the character that hasn't been in the game for years.
Do you think people would say it was lazy if they added a cameo character as a playable character? Same as I said, it's kind of shit that they put in Johnny Cage as a cameo, being as that he's already a character in the game anyway. I don't think so. I wouldn't say refer to as lazy, but more the case of you could have done it straight away in the first place. But you know, fair enough that you eventually were going, yeah, fuck it, we'll release him as this character because it could be the case of people they put it as cameo and see what
reaction people give to it. Like if it's like a good reaction, they're like, okay, let's actually just up this character into an actual playable situation. I wouldn't really say lazy. I'd just say it's just you could just literally put it as like it's a test more than anything. The cameo situation. See how people react to this character being used, and if they want it actually as a playable character going forward.
I know currently with the cameo fighters, I can't think of a name. It's like the devil one.
Yeah,
She's like the one everyone's using me because she's super broken. Like she does so many moves that can just lock everyone down in place. Like she got this thing where like she makes like a fire on the floor. If you don't block it, you're just kind of stuck. Obviously, if you do block it, you can't really back out of it. You're kind of stuck in it. And then she got this little almost feels like 4 discs, and 2 come from the front and 2 come from the back. So if you block like the first 2, you're gonna get hit from the second 2. So you have to keep blocking. So it gives you like a massive advantage to go and just do an overhead attack. So everyone's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Everyone just playing that one character at the minute.
yeah, it's definitely a good game. It's definitely, I think, worth picking up. As I say, whenever you get a chance, I definitely think it's worth looking into.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick it up.
Mortal Kombat's it's an easy to like get into franchise. Like, I mean, there's that much media on it. I say you got all the games. Obviously, the only one you can't really get of the new ones is Mortal Kombat 9. That's the one that's kind of like gone. If you haven't played it, you're never gonna play it. But I mean, Mortal Kombat 10, which technically speaking now is usually the XL version. Like that's easy to get for dirt cheap. Mortal Kombat 11 is recent, so you can easily get that pretty cheap as well. And then you got this new one, and then you still have access to a lot of the old ones if you can find a way to. So yeah, I think on like an old Xbox 360 game I had, or Xbox, just Xbox, I can't remember which one I played. I had like Mortal Kombat 2 and 3, like on like this fucking like arcade type game. Like you can still find access to really old ones. And we went to an arcade and literally played was it the original one we played?
Played the first one, and I believe we played the second one. I think they had both. Or was it Street Fighter?
We played Street Fighter because you beat me on there. But we played more. I think it might have been the first or second Mortal Kombat, and obviously I beat you on that. Who did we play as in that? I can't remember. I swear.
I think I played Sub-Zero.
I might have been Johnny Cage then.
Or maybe Scorpion. I always pick between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I know in the new one, Sub-Zero is meant to be like quite shit at the minute, and everyone's asking for like changes because he just can't keep combos or something. Everyone's like he's too weak. Scorpion's obviously playstyle's totally changed from like the previous games. Like he's more. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of videos on it because I do want to play it, but I can't. I am spending how much on it. Like I will get it eventually. I just wait for it to drop a tiny little bit more.
I say, we played that, had a good laugh with it, like the actual proper arcade system. I mean, you can actually get proper arcade machines with it on, like for your house.
Yeah.
So you got all these games. You don't just have the games as well. You have your movies, i.e., you got the 2 ones from the 90s. You got the new one, which has started its own franchise now. You got the animated side of it. I mean, you've literally got 4 animated movies. You've got 3 that are out, and you got 1 that's just coming out within the next month. The Johnny Cage, Cage Fight, I think it's called, movie, with the really retro 80s style film. And you've also got your
yeah. Just show me the trailer for that.
You've got that TV show, Mortal Kombat Legacies, which is like each episode's based on different characters and giving them an origin story, which is pretty fucking really well done for like a series that I'm pretty certain like at one point went to YouTube. Like it's a really like well done thing. It's just like a massive franchise that is like really well done, and it's easy to get into, and it's very much like a chill game that you can literally just put your feet up and just play. I do like that sometimes. I love a good game that if I'm not in the mood for something, it's just like I kind of just want to just sit back and just not have full concentration. It's one of those type of games. It's one of those ones you can just put your feet up and just chill, like
yeah.
Like so that's why I love the franchise. And obviously it's a bit different now because obviously I brought this one on PC. You usually buy them on console straight away, so I can easily just put my feet up that way. But obviously when I get a SD card for my fucking Steam Deck, I can literally just run it off that and just put it on there. And I can just chill that way and play it. And I say it's just a franchise that I've grown to love over the years. I played it as a kid, but it wasn't really till Mortal Kombat 10 that I got back into the franchise. And ever since then, I fucking just loved it. I brought them all pretty much as soon as they come out. I brought the top editions pretty much straight away of each of them. And I've just, it's just a fun game. I mean, we literally did a stream about 2 months ago. Not
Yeah,
like
you
that.
kicked my ass. I need to
Yeah, when
get.
I
I need.
just like, dismantled. Yeah, I think you beat me once, twice, maybe.
I'm gonna get better when I get this new one. We're gonna rematch. I'm gonna allow like 2 weeks of training for me, and then we're gonna
I could just
kick
imagine
out.
you doing like a fucking whole training montage. Like, you got little fucking like weights in your fingers.
Push, push it to the limit.
Like SpongeBob in your little weight system.
Mortal Kombat.
I could just imagine just D walking. It was like, for fuck's sake, you there like dressed as fucking like one of the characters.
Like 5 controllers on the floor with the buttons melted. Talking about obviously the previous Mortal Kombat, I never played Mortal Kombat 10 when that first came out. I only recently started playing it, and I have to say I put it above 11. Story wise, maybe not. I think story number 11 was pretty cool, but I think the overall game in general was way better. Obviously, if they had the updated graphics, I think I would have preferred it more. But it just there's so much more to it. I feel like obviously all the characters are so much better. Like obviously Predator and fucking Aliens, badass as DLC characters. Um, just in general, I think I prefer the game a lot more. I think the fighting style is cooler.
As I say, it's anything I think with that one. It's just obviously in comparison to 11, it's the graphics are a bit outdated in comparison. So I don't know. I mean, I'd have to sit through both like again fully. I mean, I haven't played Mortal Kombat 10 for fucking God knows how long. I think I brought it. I don't know if I think I may have played like a little bit of it, but I can't remember too much about it. So I'd have to sit through them a bit like kind of again to actually give an opinion on that. It's like with this one, I mean, I've only played 5 hours of the new one so far. That's all I've played of it. It's just getting the time to sit there and actually want to like, be in the mood to play it.
Lagging on my, I didn't hear anything you were saying, then you started lagging.
You were lagging for me as well, so you know.
And there we go, it must be mine. Or it's Discord, either one.
Yeah, it could be Discord to be fair. But yeah, it's just there's a lot with Mortal Kombat I love. And obviously I can't wait to actually play some more of this, and I can't wait for the DLC to come out. And you see like there's like a leak not long ago of like people like looking into the files, like finding like character names and stuff like that.
Nah.
See if I can find it. There's like a someone like when like people went through like the actual files of the game and like basically released like the names like possible characters that are there. Character files. Where is it? Ah, here we go. We'll come at leaks. So going to this. Where is it? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, apparently in the files there's evidence for a number of characters including Noob Saibot, Cyrax, Cassie Cage, and Jade. Apparently,
They've got to bring Noob.
I don't know how that one is, but apparently there's like a Ghostface as well from Scream.
As a cameo or as a fighter?
I don't know.
I
don't know. It says just what these articles saying. This one's also saying about. I didn't see this one that I was reading. This is a different article that I read the other day, but this one's saying T-1000 from Terminator. I don't know. I didn't see that one the other day, and apparently one that could either be Conan the Barbarian or He-Man.
He-Man would be pretty cool.
Well, He-Man and Conan are pretty much very similar-esque, aren't they?
Yeah. Got He-Man and Skeletor cameo.
Oh, okay. I know. I'm just reading. I'm frozen. I'm just generally reading something. When I read it, it's like a thing. It's just a. Oh, okay. Apparently, the T-1000 wasn't in the original post, which is why I haven't seen it.
Okay.
But a user points out a line from Peacemaker, which says, "Because fuck man, you look like my dad," which is a reference to obviously the actor who plays T-1000, which is Robert Patrick, who plays Peacemaker's dad. So apparently that's how there's this that character might be involved, is because of that. I mean, usually there's more than one combat pack. I mean, it's very rare. It's just
it's normally 1 and 2, and then obviously, with for example, with the last one, they released a story DLC which has some characters in, right?
Yeah, so obviously, if I look at there's an image here. So obviously, Mortal Kombat 10, their combat pack was the first. Obviously, they did 2 combat packs. The first one I know had Predator and Jason. In the second one, I know I had Leatherface and Xenomorph in, but obviously they all had other characters as well, and there's usually about 8 characters altogether in that one.
Yeah, it's like
Then obviously,
4
Mortal Kombat 11 released its 2 combat packs. Technically, 3-ish. Did you say there's some characters I think that were released with the DLC? But obviously, Combat Pack 1 had Terminator, Spore, Nightwolf, Sindel, Joker, and Shang Tsung. Why is Shang Tsung always DLC? Is that
He's
all?
always like the random one that comes out as DLC, isn't he?
And then Combat Pack 2 had Melina, Rain, and Rambo. And then I think it was then obviously the Aftermath, as it called, I think the DLC. You had RoboCop. I think it's Fuji, the guy with the white tattoos all over his arm.
Is it Fuji or Fujin? I can't remember.
And then you had the 4-armed woman.
Oh, Kintaro?
Shiva.
Kintaro? Shiva.
I don't know why I'm struggling to try and think of names. The fucking
Kintaro,
link underneath the image literally tells me the names. It literally
Kintaro's
says
like a tiger, didn't he?
DLC, RoboCop, Shiva, and Fujin. I don't know, I'm struggling to think of names and it's literally telling me. So they had 3. So altogether, Mortal Kombat 11 had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mortal Kombat 10 had 8. And this one so far has had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reveals, was it? Yeah, 6. So I consider them releasing another combat pack. There'll be Combat Pack 2 once this one's all over. And as I said, if that is true, and obviously those characters that they have that have been leaked within this file systems, I think that's pretty cool. Obviously going back to the horror route with the Ghostface one, that'd be pretty cool. Seeing the other version of obviously the evil Terminator, because obviously we've had the Arnie one in the last one. It'd be cool to see the other version in this. That'd be pretty sick. And then either the He-Man or Conan one. I mean, that's a pretty sick one. I mean, He-Man, you obviously got the massive fucking sword, and it'd be cool with the He-Man one if it came in as like the Prince Adam, and then did that.
Yeah.
Oh, I have the power, and it's turned to He-Man. That'd be like pretty sick.
Wasn't Doomguy leaked at one point?
There's been loads of fucking leaks of like people speculating and stuff, but these are like from the actual game files, which are. As I said, there's like another list I read the other day, which had like another 1 or 2 on, but we'll see when actually it comes. As I say, apparently this is going to be running this combat pack till at least like middle of next year, not middle, sorry, spring next year, which is like April time. So I'm guessing maybe either come that point or maybe just before that they'll start dishing out the possibility of Combat Pack 2's coming out. It fucking better not charge me more. I fucking want it within this. I've already bought the fucking premium edition. Give me Combat Pack 2 with that.
Yeah, wasn't into that with the last one? Where it's like separate.
If I remember correctly, Combat Pack 1 and 2 were both a part of the base game, like in terms of season pass.
The DLC wasn't.
No, the DLC you had to pay like fucking like 30 quid extra. It was like
I remember there being something. I was like, that's bullshit.
It was the DLC. It was the extra on the Aftermath expansion. But if I remember correctly, they announced the Combat Pack 1, never announced Combat Pack 2. So you got the massive one. And then they announced the second one. I swear that was like part of the actual base game, like the base season pass, if I remember correctly. But then it was the Aftermath expansion that they chucked out. And it was like, you had to pay an extra like 30 quid for it. And I was like, fuck that. Fuck that. And I just waited for them to basically just either knock it down in price, which they rarely did, or just. It's fair, by the time I think they knocked it down in price, I just couldn't be asked. It'd been that long since it'd come out. Yeah. But then obviously they announced the PS5 port where they updated graphics and whatnot. And I was just like, it just works out cheaper just to basically pay like, I think it was like 15 or 20 quid just for the actual PS5 version. So I just did that. It even had like different cover and everything. So I'd actually have it on like 3 different fucking consoles. I've got it on 2 different generations and a PC. But yeah, hopefully they announce Combat Pack 2 at some point, and it's part of that season pass.
Yeah,
but we'll have to wait and see.
I feel like everything that really should be part of the season pass. Really, I don't think if you buy a season pass, you should include all DLC. You shouldn't just include a combat pack.
Because I feel like if it's just that, it's bullshit. I mean, the fucking lock that really shit Jean-Claude Van Damme suit behind the premium edition. You know, just saying.
Yeah, I don't think it is very.
Even though it actually has his voice.
Yeah, it just looks poo. I don't know. I've seen people going crazy every saying it looks really good, and then I've
Yeah,
also seen other people be like, "This looks shit." So
I think we're in the category of no,
it just doesn't look right. I don't know.
no.
So, like I said to you, it just looks off. It looks like a cosplay of him, not like actual John Glover, which I feel like she could have done
They
way
literally should
better.
have just done what they did with Injustice with obviously uh, Captain Cold and Black Lightning and a few other characters. They literally just had them as complete reskins. Like it was its
Yeah,
entire character had the same moveset as what character it was utilizing, but it was its own fucking had its own dialogue. It had everything that was brand new. Heck, yeah, it even had the chance of changing your Green Lantern from fucking Hal Jordan to fucking fuck from Hal to fucking I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He's like my favorite Green Lantern as well. I'm gonna have to quick Google that before we fucking move on. John Stewart, that's it. I was like, I swear his name's John, but I don't want to fucking say John and be like an idiot, but then I look like an idiot fucking not knowing it. But yeah, hopefully they're doing a combat pack and it's like a decent one and it's worth it. But yeah. Anything else you want to bring up before we start wrapping up?
I'm trying to find. I'm looking at the Steam store, and it's like a Mortal Kombat combat pack, the very first one. It's like 35 quid for just the combat pack.
It's expensive for everything that isn't even out yet. Then again, it makes sense. I mean, if you think
It's
about it,
35 quid. It's crazy for like a few characters.
yeah, no, but if you think about it, fucking, you have to look you kind of have to look at the base price of the game to the premium edition, and you kind of have to work it out that way. And usually, the premium, if you buy the big edition, it's usually slightly cheaper to make you want to buy the premium edition.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
I mean, I
35 quid.
got it a bargain. I got it for like fucking 56 quid, which is pretty much.
That's not even including like any more stories. Literally just like 5 characters.
Yeah.
So 6 characters and a few cameos.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I don't think that any of the other DLCs used to be that expensive, right?
It's games nowadays, mate. Games nowadays are so expensive, ridiculous priced. That's why a lot of people try and wait for sales or just try and find bargains.
How much was the one? I'm trying to look at more Combat 10 prices. Combat pack was literally $15.99. So it's half the price. So you got Combat pack 1 and 2 for the same price. You're getting just 1 in this. That seems insane.
Yeah, and technically speaking, you had 2 more characters in. Yeah, then again, you got the cameo one, so it kind of works out roughly about the same.
Yeah, cameos
about
ain't
it.
really mega, are they? Oh, I don't know. It seems to be,
I know.
the price seems crazy off.
It does. It's inflation for
That's
you. It's
insane.
inflation for you. But yeah, is that everything you can think of?
I think so. I'm just trying to have a look at the price of like, so 60, 70, 80. So if you buy the premium edition, you get it for 25. If you buy it by yourself, it's technically 35. So
As I said, they usually put it a bit slightly cheaper to get people to go, oh,
still
it
crazy.
works out a lot cheaper doing it that way. I say it worked out a lot cheaper doing it my way. I got 56 quid.
See, I thought they'd put like I thought that was like the season pass price, 35 quid, not just for one.
No, it's just the
Fucking,
combat pack.
that's insane.
It is quite
And,
expensive.
I mean, it's not even out yet, and it's already got mixed reviews, and people are like, why am I paying 35 quid for something that's not even out?
Then why are you buying it separately then?
I'm guessing maybe these people have got it in the premium edition are still like being like, that's still
Yeah, but
kind of
that's stupid though if they've got it for the premium edition because you already know outright you're fucking buying it for the premium. That's what it already tells you it's coming in with it.
Let me have a look. I'm going to look at some reviews. Someone put 35 quid is the same price. You're getting more value pre-ordering the deluxe edition. What the fuck? Which, yeah, obviously.
So basically, someone who hasn't even bought the combat pack, they're literally just reviewing it.
Someone put, I think Conchi should be in the main game. It shouldn't be in the rest of the. It shouldn't be in the pack. What the fuck is this price? This is crazy expensive for one pack. Someone just put, love buying something that doesn't yet exist. Laughable price. Quan Chi and Ermac are technically already in the game.
Yeah, they are. Quan Chi makes Ermac, pretty much.
Pretty much most people have just been like, it's like the characters in the pack are really cool, but it doesn't warrant like the £35
Yeah.
like
Agreed.
price.
So the non-combat characters are probably pretty really cool. It's just they say that's expensive.
That is crazy. So the thing is as well, it's like all these like obviously the combat pack, but you can also buy, because then you get the premium edition. I'm guessing you get all like Shang Tsung in there. You get like cameo pack 1.
Shang Tsung also comes in the basic edition.
Oh, you come in the basic edition.
He's just
as well.
he's the pre-order in general. It's just the Jean-Claude one's the extra pre-order for the premium.
Because on here, Shang Tsung, yeah, you can buy him like separately as DLC for like £6.50.
Imagine having to pay for one character.
Including in pre-orders, powerful sorcerer Shang Tsung. I hate that the character's locked behind like pre-order. I feel like it should be like, for example, like the Jean-Claude was a skin. That's fine. But I hate the fact that it's like, oh yeah, I had to pre-order it to get this character. It's now £6.50. That seems stupid as hell.
It does. Especially for a character that was DLC on the last game as well. It's just, yeah, I agree. It's a bit fucking stupid.
I'm looking at reviews on this now, but one of the most major characters is locked behind a pre-order / paywall. No reason to lock this character behind DLC. This is ridiculous. Someone to put a thumbs up can change to any gender. Thank God I pre-ordered the game, but this should be free or at least cheaper. This is ridiculous for a character that's technically already in the game.
Agreed.
God damn, yeah. This is crazy. I mean, it's crazy. It's like not just part of the fucking £6.50 as well for a character that is literally just a pre-order bonus. Seems steep.
Agreed.
I'm just like going over being like, this is crazy pricing. Modern day games are just all crazy pricing. This is why fucking Game Pass is.
It's crazy when you think of the modern game, the price of the modern games, and you look at like some game you brought years ago. It was like a really like exclusive edition of a game, and you go for fucking like less than a basic modern game is now. Like, I mean, I found my Assassin's Creed Black Flag copy, which is like a steelbook with a soundtrack and fucking art cards, fucking a book. And I think I paid like essentially less than a basic bitch game now for that.
Yeah.
And that was like a massive edition. And I was like, what the fuck? But yeah. If that's everything, then we'll wrap this bad boy up.
I think that's everything I've got. I can't think of anything else.
So
Payday's tomorrow.
And we're going to be playing it on Sunday.
Hell yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yep, same. Hopefully it's not a letdown.
Apparently they did change a lot of stuff in the game. A lot of people are saying it's really good. Obviously some people are asking for a few more changes, but from the beta to now it's apparently meant to be a lot better, which I'm looking forward to.
So we'll find out on Sunday. I'm going to fucking install it either today or tomorrow. I might do it tomorrow, but and obviously that'll be ready then for Sunday. Unless we go on and there's an update. I'm like, no! But yeah, we're doing that this Sunday as our stream. So do check that out. Obviously you can check out our previous Mortal Kombat stream we did. I'll put the link in the description below for that one, since that is actually out to watch. But yeah, obviously you play Mortal Kombat 1, put your thoughts in the comments below. Obviously, if you're enjoying it, if you're not enjoying it, what characters you'd like to see you maybe introduced through combat packs, and your thoughts on obviously a lot of the stuff we've brought up in this topic or discussion. I say it's definitely a really solid fighting game, and I'm really enjoying it. And I can't wait to actually play against you with it. That'd be quite fun.
Saturday. Are we bringing the PC downstairs?
I might bring the PC downstairs, yes, so we can actually play it.
We could record it as well and do a video on it. I'm there anyway.
I might drag the PC downstairs so we can play it. And we could actually, yeah, we could. We'll see. We'll see on Saturday. You might have Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay video off us at some point in the next week or so. But yeah, put those thoughts in the comments below, and Connor's having his weird glitchy moment again. It's hilarious.
Oh, sorry. Is it? Can you actually hear me or not?
I can hear you. It's perfectly fine. It's just a hilarious glitch.
Give my final thoughts. If you bought Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch, you stupid. Switch is an outdated console. It's good for indie games and Zelda. That's about it.
Fuck's sake, Connor. But yeah, obviously, if you liked to check out previous podcasts, you can check them out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible, most podcasting platforms. It will be available. It's just hilarious that glitch of yours. It's like so crazy.
I don't know why it's so good. People.
Next week, you got a week off, Connor. I've got a solo topic I can bash out.
Got a whole week to myself.
So you got a week off from the podcast because I've got something I want to discuss, and you'll have to find out next time what that is. So yes, we hope you've enjoyed. Oh, there you go. You fixed.
I haven't done anything. I'm just sat here.
You're fixed. You know what it was? It's because you badmouthed the Switch. Nintendo hacked Discord and fucking destroyed you.
No. They wanted to show me the quality of Nintendo Switch, so they just made my quality as bad as the Switch.
Oh, fuck's sakes. Yes, we hope you enjoyed, and we should hopefully see you next time on the Chat podcast. See you later.
Finish him.
Do you know, I was thinking about it. Why don't the Nintendo Switch just do like cloud gaming stuff like they did with not Mortal Kombat? Wasn't it Assassin's Creed where you could play it, look visually quite good, but it's just like streamed? Do you remember that in like Japan? I think they did it. Why don't I don't understand why Nintendo don't just turn it like more of like a streaming platform for games, like just run Game Pass.
I don't know, but I don't know why I haven't clicked stop yet.
There you go. Include that in there as well.
That's kind of true.
Turn it into a streaming platform rather than fucking running dog shit games.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there.
Fatality.